All right, y'all. Y'all know how we start these videos off. Let's just make sure y'all understand that this is strictly my raggedy ass opinion and don't nobody care, but maybe you that's watching and me because I'm saying it. So just to make sure that we are on the same page.
Good for me. That's my opinion! Don't you get it? Why can't anybody have an opinion but you?
And I yell.
Do you not
How
get
do
it?
you know what's
That's
good
my
for
opinion.
me?
All right, now. So if you like your girl, and even if you don't, help me out. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Today, we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm going to be reviewing episode 15 and 16, okay? Because your girl didn't come on last week. So we're going to do a 2-for-1 today, okay? So listen up. Episode 15 started off with Robin and Giselle trying to find a hotel because they're still upset. They don't have a bathroom. Okay. So Robin continues to moan and groan, saying that Wendy should be embarrassed because she didn't give them a proper bathroom in their room, child. Which who gives a damn, Robin? Okay, you crying and moaning and groaning because you on your damn period. Girl, tough titty and stuff it with a tampon because I don't want to hear about it. Okay, take it to Jesus because I don't give a. All right. So anyway, everybody gets on the next scene. Everybody gets on the bus. Candace is caressing Chris, head, and makes slick comments. And Candace says, "Okay, I can deal with her comments or whatever." Then Robin continues to talk about her period, and says she needs more Advil. Karen says it would be nice if Wendy, if Juan showed up and surprised Robin since she's so miserable, child. It's like, come on, Karen, with the slick read, okay? Because she probably was sick and tired of Robin talking and moaning and groaning about daggone her freaking period. Like, child, listen, I understand. I used to have to not go to school the first day when I was in high school. And even now, sometimes I might have to take off work because it'd be that bad. But I ain't about to drag other people into my period and personal problems, okay? Just go ahead and deal with it, okay? So anyway, Chris asks if they can get a game of spades going when they get back to the house. And then, he says, then she says, who says this? Giselle says, I'm not playing spades because I'm trying to, G says, I'm not playing spades because I'm trying to get me a piece of ASS. I'm like, listen, G is not leaving anything unturned. He like, y'all gonna see exactly who I am, 100% authentically G. Okay, listen, we get back in this house, we having a rump session. Y'all close your ears, close your eyes, whatever is going down. You ask, I'm gonna tell you. So Chris and G proceed to ask us. So then she says, somebody says something about Chris penis being brown, the brown dick. Everybody goes back into that. And Chris says, no, G says, no, it's not, it's white. And Chris says, I'll pull it out and show you. Then G goes on to act like he gonna pull his out too. So it's just a dick measuring contest going on right now. So Ashley proceeds to say that everyone talks about Michael, but at least he knows how to conduct himself in front of other people. But of course, production rolls that beautiful bean footage to go back to Michael about to jump off a boat and actually pulling his pants physically all the way down and exposing himself and taking his shoes off, everything about to jump off the side of a boat. So Ashley, please sit back and be quiet and pump your boobs, okay? Nobody got time. Pump your brakes and your boobs, child, because nobody got time for none of that stuff that you're talking about, because you just trying to find a way to be seen because you've been ducking off being a mom, which we understand and we totally get it. But don't just try. You're just, at this point, you're manufacturing drama. So anyway, G says, let's see some pussy pop. Okay. And Ashley says, what is there, a strip club around here? Like being sarcastic. And then she yells out, let's go to the strip club. And Ashley wants to go to the strip club. And she proceeds to say, no, I don't. G yells it out. And she says, no, I don't. I was just basically saying that because you act like you want to go to the strip club. And I'm like, oh my God, here go the beginning of Ashley and G having a problem with each other. So anyway, in the next scene, Chris and Candace are drunk in love, child. They in the room talking to each other about, Candace says she agrees to stop addressing people for the rest of the weekend because he's just basically telling her how it's really bothering him that she continues to do that over and over again. So she's like, you know what? I throw up my hands, flag on the play. I'm done. I'm not going to keep on talking about it. I'm going to let it go. I'm just GVO for the rest of the weekend. So they continue to be drunk in love and, whatever, go to bed or whatever. So then you see Robin and Giselle packing up their things, and Escala and Mia see them in the hallway and try to stop them from going. Giselle's like, nope, we leaving. Escala, grab my bags, like she the damn butler child. And I was like, oh, okay. So Escala, you not just a friend of, now you the butler. I don't understand what's going on here. So Robin and Giselle pack it up and they say, y'all will never know we were gone. We'll be back in the morning. So everybody's getting up. Wendy checks on the kids, and Ashley checks on her kids. Everybody checking on everybody. So everybody meets conveniently in the kitchen to have breakfast together. And G, she asked what happened last night. So everybody's talking to Giselle because Giselle's on the phone with Ashley at this point. And they're like, so what happened last night? Like, why aren't you here? And whatever the case may be. So then Mia is talking and she says Candace needs to grow up and I don't have time for that, because she's talking to G about what happened with Candace. He's saying she needs to grow up. I don't have time for that. They call and check on the kids. Ashley calls and checks on her family. Sorry, that was a whole part I skipped over. But anyway, y'all get it. Everybody checked on everybody. Then Ashley's on the phone with Giselle and they're FaceTiming. Karen comes in the room and says, you and your theatrics, you didn't even tell the host you were leaving. Basically talking about how Giselle left and didn't even tell Wendy that she was leaving. So Giselle says the host hasn't said shit to me. And I'm like, girl, she was right in your room and greeted you. What are you talking about? She didn't say anything to you. So was she, lo and behold, she didn't know. Wendy was right there. And Wendy said, you a lie. I said hello to you. And, it is what it is. You want to leave, that's on you. But don't lie and say I didn't speak to you, because I definitely did. So anyway, moving right along, everybody gets together, they gather and get on the boat. Ray to get together to go on the boat. Ray arrives and Karen makes him some coffee and all that. They greet everyone and he playfully says, they play around saying that Karen was the one that broke Giselle's foot, because Giselle has this boot on because her and Robin finally arrived to the house. And so Ray says, well, what happened? You skipped her neck. You should have. What happened to you breaking her neck instead of her foot? And I thought that was funny because they kept on talking about her neck in the reunion last season. So that was pretty funny. Shout out to Monique Samuels for that great old read there. So everyone gets on the boat. Everyone takes selfies and photos. Skylar and Robin chat at the bar. And Robin says it was no way she could have made that room work at the house, which I heard Wendy say on the Watch What Happens Live show after that there was a master bedroom on the other side of that twin bedroom room. So I feel like they were all just doing that Giselle and Robin were just doing too much to just elevate drama. So Robin is on the lower part of the boat talking to a scholar, and they're basically talking about why she has such an issue with Wendy. And Robin was like, Wendy was cool last season. They connected, they both had two boys and, all this good stuff. But then she just turned into this whole different person. And she was just like, she doesn't like to have to debate back and forth. Wendy, everything turns into a debate. And I'm like, I don't think everything turns into a debate. Wendy just gonna call you out on your bullshit when you just lying. And you don't have no comebacks for the truth. That's it, and that's all. Nobody's going to conform to you and Giselle. If y'all sitting up here, y'all sitting up here trying to clown this girl's marriage, and you trying to play like you're not, and you trying to play innocent, she not going for it. And that's that on that. So if you don't want to like her for that, then whatever. So a scholar says, she says, I'm just going to keep it simple. Basically, Robin saying she's going to keep it simple with Wendy. And a scholar says, do you like her? And asking about Wendy. And Robin says, I don't know. A year ago we clicked, but I'm thinking I'm wrong. So anyway, Ray and Karen chat with Mia about their renewal ceremony. And then Mia tells Wendy that before Robin comes upstairs, I guess. No, that Robin was upstairs at this point, and Mia tells Wendy that Robin says she wasn't the same person she was a year ago because she overheard Robin and the scholars' conversation down below on the boat. And Wendy says, well, she needs to evolve because nobody should be the same way that they were this year, last year. You need to evolve. And then Robin, as she's coming up, she wasn't upstairs yet. She comes upstairs and says, she said their friendship is not the same as a year ago. So basically, here go Mia again, putting words in people's mouths and making up shit just to stir up drama, which, you know what, Mia, whatever. I like it. Ashley does it all the time. So you ain't doing nothing different than what she doing, child. So then Robin says, I'm not interested in engaging in a debate, so I have nothing to say. So she's basically like, I don't got time. So Wendy says, well, you just know where people are in your life and you just place them. And that's it. So basically, like, I have nothing for you, Robin. I'm done with you. So Wendy says she welcomes any convo if she ever wants to bring it up, talk about it. But other than that, I'll give you dust. So she said the house was booked before you broke. So, oh, I'm sorry. I'm skipping over the whole situation with Giselle. So Giselle says no one checked on us. Karen says a scholar checked on you and said you were fine and there was no need to check again. So basically, like, Giselle had an attitude, with everybody because she felt like nobody checked on her and Robin when they left, which I'm like, Ashley called you the next morning. Like, a scholar and them tried to get you to not leave. I don't know what else you want from them. Because this is basically stemming from Robin saying, I'm not engaging in a convo with Wendy, but Giselle may have something to say to her, but I have nothing for you. So then Wendy, so then Robin says, I did what made me feel comfortable. I didn't want to be in a house where men are pissing all over the floor, which I'm like, child, did the men really piss all over the floor? I would have been offended if you said that to me and I was one of the men in the house. I'm just saying, I think I know how to point my Peter at this point. So she was like, I made a decision that made me more comfortable. And Giselle says, I'm good on Wendy and it's always combative. And Wendy says, and then Wendy says, well, you're a bully. So it is what it is. And Robin says, why are we having this convo in front of the guys? I'm like, in front of the guys or not? Y'all always talking shit about people's husbands. So why you can't talk about other stuff in front of the husbands? I don't understand. So we can only talk shit about or talk stuff about husbands when it's convenient for you two single bitches? I don't understand. So the guys are like, I'm done with this. So they end up going downstairs to play cards. So Wendy asked Giselle and if they can resolve things. And Wendy says, we're good. Since you want to resolve something so bad, you resolve things with Candace. So, I'm sorry. Wendy asked, Mia asked, did Giselle and Wendy resolve things? And Wendy says, we're good. Since you want to resolve something so bad, you resolve things with Candace. Basically telling Mia, you mind your business. Don't worry about what me and Giselle going through. You go ahead and talk to Candace. So then Mia says, obviously, I struck a nerve with you, but I never want to be responsible for inflicting negative energy upon somebody. I apologize for asking questions that were none of my business. And Candace says the comment about my project being low budget really hurt me. I have worked really hard to really live out my dreams, and it's really important to me. I don't know if I'm doing it right, and I'm scared. And Mia says she apologizes again, and she now knows her boundaries with Candace. And then Candace apologizes and says she was not aware of the issues with her mom, which I think is a bunch of BS because Candace always talking shit, but she ain't never talked about nobody's mama child. So I feel like because she made some comments earlier in the season where she kind of looked up Mia's background before she came on the show. So I feel like she looked into something being wrong with Mia's mother or whatever the case may be, or maybe Robin and Giselle shared that information with her when they all met at Sobeys that night. I'm pretty sure they told Candace something. So Candace wanted to hit her where it hurts and start talking about her mother because that's what she do, hit below the belt, because she don't really had no good reads. So you want to just talk shit and have nothing to back it up. So Mia begins to say, talk about me all day, but never attack my mom. She tells Candace about her mom's addiction and how she's been in recovery over the last 10 years. And she feels her mom has worked hard for the last 10 years and she doesn't want her to feel any kind of way. So everyone gets on the bus. G starts messing with Ashley, child. Ashley over there trying to duck off and take a little nap, and G talking to her and constantly waking her up. And Ashley getting an attitude, talking about, I'm tired, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, just ignore him. Listen, ignore his ass. Why are you even responding and telling him, saying anything to him? He will be talking to dust. That's what he would be talking to. And he will be hearing me snoring. I don't even know why you was even entertaining him. So anyway, she says, "Gee, can I just be in my little corner and mind my business? Can you talk to Mia? Your definition of fun is a little warped." That's what she says, trying to make fun. I don't know, Ashley, whatever. So anyway, moving right along to episode 16, because I feel like that episode 15 was a little whatever. It had some little things here and there, but the episode 16, season 6, crab boiling over. So this is where they're going to have the crab boil and everything. So everyone get back to the house from the boat, and the caterers arrive. Everyone comes down later on because everybody then took a nap first just to kind of rejuvenate themselves, and then they all gather around and go outside. They put blankets on and stuff so that, because it's a little chilly outside, so they can eat crabs. So Wendy makes a toast to the trip, Ray and Karen, and Candace's album. And Ashley asks Eddie if he has talked to his mom at all. So here she go, getting all up, trying to involve Eddie, trying to talk to Eddie. So I feel like this is the setup for them to go back into talking about this possible cheating situation with Eddie. So you're trying to create situations where you're talking to Eddie. But anyway, she asks, has he talked to the mom? So he says, yes, he's had conversations with his mom, ironic, believe it or not, recently. And the door isn't closed. It's cracked. He's trying. Wendy says she encourages him to have conversations with his mom and his family, period, because they've missed so much. They missed the wedding. They missed the birthing of their children. Like they don't even know their grandkids. Like the mother has never met her grandkids. And, not to talk about anybody's culture or whatever, but I don't know what a part of anybody's culture is that serious to make you not even want to meet your grandkids. Like, I don't get it. But, listen, they got to work through that. So anyway, Gordon comes back because he went inside because he was like, it's too damn cold out here. I don't know why the hell y'all decided to eat some damn crabs outside. Y'all should set this shit up in the house. But I'm going in the house. It's too damn cold to be plucking some damn crabs. So then he ends up coming back outside and he asked Mia if she wanted a drink. And he's like, shoot, I could have stayed home for all this. I could have had, some drinks at home and done all this stuff at home. Like I can go to sleep. So Giselle tries to make it seem like he was making a little dig at Ashley because Ashley wanted to sleep in the van on the way back to the house. So, of course, she takes the advantage of her opportunity to stir the damn pot. So Giselle says to G, I thought you apologized to Ashley earlier, but now you're making sleeping jokes. Are y'all all good? First of all, he wasn't making a sleeping joke. He was just like, I could have been asleep. Like, basically, like, y'all motherfucking boring and I'm motherfucking tired. So that's it and that's all. So G asks as if he doesn't know what Giselle is talking about because he's a very smart man. He's like, I'm not about to, if I can skate away from having this conversation, I'm going to do whatever I can to get out of it. And I'm going to claim temporary amnesia. How about that? And Ashley says, when you wouldn't let me sleep in the corner, like trying to remind him. And G continues to be oblivious. Then Ashley asks, does he have Alzheimer's? And Mia says, Ashley, that's not okay. That's not okay. You have an older husband too. So why would you claim Alzheimer's? She kept on saying Alzheimer's. And Ashley was like, you mean Alzheimer's? Like trying to correct Mia. I'm like, girl, okay. So G says, I was just playing with you, Ashley, and I'm sorry. I apologize if I hurt you and I'm done with it. Like, he's just like, listen, I have so many other things that I could be doing than going back and forth with some woman. This is dead and gone. So then Mia continues to defend her husband. Mia asks Ashley, where's your husband? And Ashley says, at home with my children. And Mia says, are you sure? Child, Mia like, listen, Michael done probably got a damn babysitter and he out here getting it in and doing what he need to do, all the things that he's not doing with you. So Ashley says, "Do you have anything you'd like to say?" And G says, "Ashley, do you need a hug?" And Mia says she needs some dick, a big black dick. I'm like, wow, Mia did not come to play. So G apologizes again and says, "We can talk about something. Can we talk about something else?" So Wendy and Eddie and Karen have already dipped off to put Karen in this cake because apparently Ray said that he wanted a woman to jump out of a cake, which I don't know why he ever thought that some chick was going to be jumping out of a damn cake for him. So Wendy and Eddie bring Karen over in a cake because he said he wanted a woman to jump out this cake. And Karen comes over, jumps out the cake, and everyone says Karen should have popped out naked. And Karen said, "There is no way I would have done that with G around, with him licking his tongue and all this, that, and the third. He would have been doing so much more if I'd have jumped out of this daggone cake naked. That would have been a problem." So then producers ask Wendy in her confessional, what would she rate her hosting skills? And Wendy says tens all across. She was like, "I was a mediator. I orchestrated all these different things. We had activities. Everybody was accommodated, all this different stuff." And then Robin says, Wendy gets a negative five on hosting. This was terrible. She done messed up the bathroom, child. She terrible. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. You and your period go and drain somewhere else. I don't understand. So then Mia tells G she knows he doesn't need her to defend him to her friends, but she was defending all people with Alzheimer's, aka Alzheimer's, which is not aka, that's really what it is. So she's just committed to saying Alzheimer's at this point. So everyone returns home from the trip and everyone starts to receive their invitations to Karen's vow renewal. And she told them to open it outside because there were butterflies in a box. I guess it's supposed to represent the renewal of their relationship and in their vows and all this stuff. So Robin calls them moths. She's like, "These are moths. They're not butterflies." So cute little invitation, but I don't know if I would have gone that far. And I hope nobody really opened that up in their house because they would have been pissed and using a lot of bug spray. So Mia and Gordon in the next scene sit down and discuss their time away. So apparently, after Mia and Gordon left Chesapeake, the Chesapeake Bay, it was their anniversary not long after. So they had gotten they were going to do like a staycation together since the kids were already with her mom. And they were like, let's capitalize on this time with the kids being with my mom. So that didn't go well, obviously, because the mother was constantly calling them. I don't know if Mia's kids is just bad or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But the mother hadn't really been watching her children, so she didn't really know their quirks and or whatnot. So she's obviously calling because she wanted to know what to feed them, all these different things. So G felt like she was calling too much. So they had a little discussion, and I guess that didn't go well, child. So they ended up, long story short, coming home faster than G would have liked them to come home. So him and the mom get into a heated discussion. The mother leaves. She storms off, and Mia is feeling triggered because she's like, "This is the same stuff my mother always did. She always would just run off and leave me instead of dealing with issues. And now I'm left to figure out looking for my mom, and I'm left to pick up the pieces by myself." So my thing is, I don't think your mother should be watching your children for quite some time. I think that this should have been something where y'all should have eased into this slowly. Especially if you were saying that she hasn't really been around the children and they don't really know her, and now you just throwing the kids on her. I don't think this was the best time to do that, especially for such a long period of time. Like maybe a day or two at a time, but like it sounds like y'all been gone for a week. I don't know. So anyway, the mother ain't about to be watching the kids no time soon. So they gonna have to call a nanny. So moving right along, in the next scene, Giselle and the girls go to pick out some greenery for the exterior of the house, and they get into a discussion about Giselle's relationships. And the girls are basically telling her that they feel like her and their dad are terrible examples of relationships. Like they don't really know what to look up to. They've never seen them married, pretty much. They've never seen either one of them in healthy relationships, or basically, they don't have anything that they can look at them for as a reference on how to be in a healthy relationship with the opposite sex. So Giselle is feeling like, wow, I really have a problem here. I can't believe that I've really screwed my kids up this much at this point where they feel like this towards me. And the girls are just basically saying, the mom, that their mother seems very emotionally unavailable, and she's asking them, should I start dating? How do you guys feel about me dating? And the girls are like, yes, please date. You need to get your life, and you're lonely. You need to find a man, and you need to find him quick. We don't have a problem with you dating nobody, child. Please and thank you. So I'm just like, these girls are always giving this lady the business. Like, they are never going to let Giselle skate by on some bullshit. Like, they read her better than anybody on this show except Karen. So then Giselle says, there are a lot of things I could have discussed to make my relationship with your father better, but I didn't. And the girls say, you act like a vampire. And Giselle says she's going to try to do better. And the girls say, it's been 50 years of struggle. Like, you need to do better faster. So I hope Giselle can find love. She said that she's been dating. I don't know what the truth of that is. And she said that, she's, got a couple prospects she's trying, but I don't know. Whatever. So in the next scene, Ashley meets with a psychologist to discuss some issues with her not wanting to leave her children. And then they discuss her issues with intimacy with Michael. So apparently Michael ain't trying to bust it wide open. He ain't pressed for her to bust it wide open. Like, she been trying to get some intimacy from him in other ways, because I guess it's not 6 weeks yet, or they haven't been able to be, physically intimate, where he can enter the main portal of pleasure. So she been trying to do other stuff, I guess, to keep him from being out here in these streets, but he ain't really been wanting it. Like, every time she tries to make an advance, he's just like smacking it out of here. Like, that's not really what he needs. So the psychologist is like, well, maybe he doesn't need that from you right now. And basically, do you believe that he doesn't need it? So Ashley's like, well, I believe him, which I don't think she do. I think she feels like I better be sucking or doing something before he be out here cheating on me again. And I ain't trying to look stupid. So Ashley, says that she needs to really work on things with Michael. And so she's going to work on it, and they're going to work on their intimacy and really their time together without the children. So then she checks in with Mike. The psychologist says that maybe she should check in with Michael twice a week about their relationship, separately from checking in with him about the kids. And she says she's nervous about getting intimate with Michael because she feels like she's lost her knack once she became a mother. Like, motherhood is really taken over her whole way of responding to things. And she feels, and the therapist suggests to focus on emotional intimacy instead of physical all the time. So in the next scene, Wendy is doing a photo shoot with her candles. It's her mom, and her daughter Cameron, and they're like taking these pictures, and then they're having these conversations about Wendy growing up and how being Nigerian or being African, like the photographer was African apparently, and she was saying, the mom was like, well, what do? But you're a photographer. And he's like, well, I'm an engineer. And Wendy is like, see, he's an engineer as well, mom. Like, you're African too, right? And he was like, yes. And she was like, yep. You know what? That's because of our parents. Like, basically going into how being African, like, you're required to do all these high level things, have all this education, and not really explore the things that make you happy, or really the things that, interest you, versus you have to do exactly what your parents want you to do because your main goal in life is to make your parents proud. And Wendy was basically in the mindset of trying to tell her mom, I wonder how my life would be if I had have actually done what I wanted to do versus what you wanted to do. And she was basically like, I had a conversation. She was saying how she had a discussion with one of her sons, and she ended up having to apologize to him for something. And she was like, mom, you never apologize to us. And her mom was like, yes, I do. I always apologize to you guys. She's like, I know that I made you guys latchkey kids, and I apologize for that. So you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm leaving. So she's like, you cry now, thank me later for for how she raised her or whatever the case may be. So the mom got upset because they were going back and forth, and put her sunglasses on, child, and she rolled the hell out. So, and got her said she gonna get her a Uber and leave, which I don't know if she really left or not, but I guess that's a real thing. Like, you better do whatever your parents tell you to do in the African culture, no matter what it is. I don't care if you want to be happy and go be a photographer or be an artist or whatever. You got to be something real brainiac like until you out from under their wing and you do whatever you want to do. So I think Wendy was on to something where she's just like, I could have been doing this home essential stuff already. Like, I could have been living my life like it's golden and not doing all this stuff that I really don't enjoy doing, like being a professor. But, hopefully her mom can move on. So in the next scene, real sleazy, Ashley, which nobody want to see none of this. She in the damn hotel room, child, with Michael, and they about to do the nasty, and nobody cares. But I thought it was really weird how Michael just always perks up when he's talking about Juan. Like, Ashley is giving him the lowdown on what happened with G and how Chris said he wants to get a better relationship with Michael, and Michael's like, well, his wife is absolutely disgusting, and I don't even want to deal with either one of them because she's very disrespectful and I want no parts. But Juan, I'd rather just have a relationship with Juan, and Juan this and Juan that. I'm like, God damn, did you suck Juan's dick? I don't understand. You talking about this man like that's your boyfriend, not your damn friend. Which I don't really think Juan is swings that way. But if he did, child, Michael will be catching it. So moving right along in the next scene, Giselle goes to visit Dr. Ken. And she says to him, she remembers discussing needing to be more vulnerable. And she says that's why she's there, because the girls informed her that they feel she's emotionally unavailable for them. And then Dr. Ken says she says she wants to get her family back together. And she felt like, so Dr. Ken asked her about any recent relationships, and they talk about her recent relationship with her ex-husband and how they tried to get back together, and how she really just wanted her family back together. That's actually why she even tried in the beginning. But they were seeing each other a lot before the pandemic, but all of a sudden when the pandemic came around, they weren't seeing each other as much. She rediscovered her independence and realized she didn't really want to be like accounted for, which I don't believe that, because I remember when Giselle, allegedly, this is my opinion, y'all, it's across the bottom, when Giselle was dating Sherman, and she would get upset that he wasn't calling her every 5 minutes. Like, they were talking on the phone every 5 minutes, and it looked like she was trying to create that with Pastor Penis, Pastor, he passing his penis around the pulpit. Yeah. So she, I feel like she was trying to create that with him, and he's not the type of person that wants a needy person up under him. Like, I think he wants somebody that can understand that he's busy, and he's not trying to be on the phone with you all damn day, every waking hour. And I also think the relationship was fake. I think that's the biggest part of it. So, with that being said, she's basically like trying to paint this picture that she needs to rediscover how to best communicate and how to be in a happy, positive relationship. So the doctor asks, what message is she communicating to her daughters about relationships? And he says the kids are probably wondering what is love all about, and she must have an open conversation with her girls about what she's doing. And with them saying, "Mom, you're emotionally unavailable," that means that they think that you are cold, which I don't necessarily know if maybe Giselle is cold or oblivious, because she just does stuff without any emotion behind it. She gets kicked and thrown to the side and makes no never mind about it. It's like she expects turmoil. She creates it, she expects it, and she thrives in it, which is not healthy. You have to create positive connections with people and do what it takes to hold on to them, not just whenever it benefits you. And I think that's her problem. She only wants to connect when it benefits her. So anyway, she says that she's going to do whatever he tells her to do because she wants to create a better connection with her daughters. And she says she feels like she has some direction now on some things that she can do that will help her create a better relationship with her children, which I think that that's overall, creating a better relationship with your kids doesn't necessarily have to begin with a relationship with a man per se. But I guess if the girls are looking for you to be in a positive relationship so that they can have better examples of what a relationship should look like, I think she really owes her kids that. And then for her to be 50 years old and still not getting it right, it's like, maybe she didn't have positive examples because her parents did get a divorce when, they got a divorce. So maybe she doesn't really know what a relationship is supposed to look like either. But I don't know how old Giselle was when her parents got a divorce, but I would love to see her try to create a positive relationship with opposite sex and not be so needy in the relationship. Because I think that she tries to act like she's independent and she tries to keep it a secret why her relationships didn't work out. But from looking at that relationship with Sherman, when she wanted to be on the phone with him every 5 minutes, like, she's needy. Giselle's needy. And once she admits the things that she really requires in a relationship, and then maybe she can find that and stop trying to put up a front of what you think looks cool, or how you feel like, oh, I don't want to look like I want to be all up under somebody. If that's what you want, if you want a partner that's going to be there for you and be there with you all the time, say that. You have to attract and get what you want. You got to put it out there in the universe instead of bullshitting around and just saying what you think looks cute and trying to play a part. This is your real life, and your girls are there seeing it. So anyway, I hope she finds a way to navigate around her, trying to be stoic personality that she's putting out there, because it's not cute and the girls see it and they've already read her for filth and basically telling her, listen, it's not cute, woman. If you want a man, get a man. We are all here for it. Don't use us as an excuse not to be with nobody, child. We want you to be with somebody. Please get a man because you're lonely. And that's that on that. So thank you guys for watching. Please tune in. I am going to be reviewing Below Deck. The reunion is tomorrow night, and I'm going to add on Sisters. I love that show from Tyler Perry. And I'm going to be reviewing Winter House as well. So yeah, we're going to have some good stuff going on here, because Potomac, I believe, is ending. Next week is the season finale, and then they're going to be doing the reunion. So, which obviously we know that Miss Nicki Minaj is going to be there. But anyway, y'all, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. And please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please, please, please. Peace out.